I can do exciting. Hi!
Twice now.
Voice lie, and I can't tell.
Twice now we got it.
To be fair, that was actually kind of on purpose because I was trying to do my Uru voice.
Still counts.
It's fine.
Grabbing that for a clip later.
As always,
I mean, you do
Mr.
this.
Baldy Dwagon, the milkman.
I mean, you do the same to me if the roles were reversed.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. It's content. But yes.
It's content, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crust Flopcast, episode 83.
Yes. How
Jordan-
we made it this far, I have no fucking clue.
How we ain't been banned yet is a fucking miracle in itself. YouTube, please don't. So do you, Twitch, please don't.
See, Mr. Twitch, Mr. YouTube, please don't ban me. I don't have the tits out or anything.
But yes, welcome on and welcome in. We do occasionally try and talk about video games when we're not getting distracted by our own various bullshit or animals showing us their buttholes. So I'm looking at you, Odin.
Don't even say that because Saber's the one that does it.
Both have done it.
True.
Lordy Lord. But yeah, this was recorded this on the 16th of June. So you guys know.
Yeah.
So you guys have an idea of the time zone. So you guys know, and when you watch the VOD later on, just when this shit went down. Man, there's been a bit of info that's dropped on us in the past couple of weeks.
Well, more you than myself, but yeah.
Well, it still doesn't change the fact that there's info.
True that, true that.
How you doing, Demo?
I'm doing alright. Pretty, I don't know, demo-ish, I guess.
Pretty caddish.
Yeah.
Would you say it's rather controversial?
Maybe, I don't know. So, like, I was brushing Odin because he wouldn't shut up
Meow.
earlier. And he's just, like, obviously got overwhelmed to the point he's actually scratched my fucking finger. And I was just, like, bopped him with the little cat brush on the head, like, very gently. Sort of thing to, like, oi, don't do that. Like, sort of thing. How you doing, Davo? Pretty pervtastic.
You know what?
Hi, Kane.
You know what? That's actually not bad, actually.
I love that.
Pretty
Also,
perv
hi,
tactic.
Zena. Yeah.
Pretty perv tactic. That's actually pretty good.
That is a very good response. You know what? If I have your consent, can I use that line in future?
Pretty perv.
Can I milk it? Moo.
Thank you, and
Thank you, and yes,
may.
you may. Thank you. I very much appreciate it and feel very honored.
But with that being said, though, folks, hope you're all having a good day. Take a seat and browse through the menu. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Damo, what the fuck you been up to? What the fuck you been playing the past couple of weeks?
I've been playing? Well, we know I've been playing some Repo on a Thursday with everybody. Let's see, I did Expedition 33 as well on stream, as well as in Baldur's Gate 3. Inventor and I actually played some more of it last night. We ended up being able to cheese it for the Wizard Tower bit, you know, where Lorokan is. We haven't spoken to Lorokan yet or beat his ass. So
But
I'm assuming
what
we'll do
happened with
that at some point.
Inventor in that game?
Oh, yeah. So Inventor has a character on there called Ven the Paladin.
Uh-huh.
And he slept with Halzim.
He wanted
And
that. He
because
wanted some of
the
that bare.
private moments.
He wanted some of that bare necessities, huh?
Oh, 100%. He had to break up with Gale first, though. Which meant we had to reload for a moment.
Just give Gale a magical dildo. He'll be fine. Or a magical cocksock. I'm sure he'll be fine.
And then he wanted me to let Ven know, so I did. And then I get a response from Ven this morning to basically say thank you. What, like, late at night, I think. Hang on, let me double check. That's not the point. Like, to say thank you to Inventor for having sex with Hausen, which was very much a chef's kiss. Yeah, last night, at 10:15. So that is perfect. Thank him for me. So I did.
News just in. Danish goes into the woods and gets his freak on with a woodland creature. Some suspect it's Yogi Bear, others suspect it's Baloo. We'll find out later, or 11.
Yes. But also, I've been doing my dailies on Star Rail as normal.
He's gonna kill me.
So that's cool. Yeah, probably. And then also, I did check in on Sims 4. My Sims charter baby is now a infant, so that's not going to be fun because it is the most annoying stage ever, and I thought the toddler stage in The Sims was bad. Also, some Days Gone as well, because obviously they've done the next gen update for that, and it looks beautiful. Just saying. Obviously downloaded CZZ as well. Didn't like the UI change personally, though. Obviously, after you explained, I can understand why they had to. But I'll most likely be uninstalling it because there's going to be too much for me to catch up on at this point. It's going to be too overwhelming. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to, I think.
I was going to say, you think that's going to be overwhelming? Just look at if we ever get back into Genshin. You talk about too much to get back into.
Honestly. So yeah, I think that's about it, actually. So what have you been up to?
Oh, well, I've been up to all fucking sorts, really. Today I actually was testing out a game that I might actually do a stream on at some point.
Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel, Dawn of the Battle Royale, on the Switch. Obviously, we have beaten Koromon, those of you who've seen the stream last week. Also been slightly diving back into Fire Emblem Three Houses because Engaged was such a disappointment. I also tested out the new Dragon Ball free-to-play game. That is essentially just like Pokemon Unite, but with Dragon Ball characters, and it's still in a beta, and for some reason they decided to give everyone an exuberant amount of gems to essentially let you buy everything.
Yeah.
To say thank you to everyone who's actually playing it and giving it a chance. It's like, okay. Then they said, all the stuff that, by the way, all the stuff that you buy, obviously, during the beta will not get transferred over to the full game. It's like, oh, fuck you then. I guess so, it's just to test everything out. So, it is a beta, so fair enough. So, that was a bit weird. I prefer Pokemon Unite myself, but... obviously, we hit that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth train, and we did the Stellarblade Nikkei DLC. I did all the, I got all the outfits for the Nikkei DLC. Went to go do the boss challenge, and go fuck me. I was going in there thinking, alright, this will probably be a good challenge, but not too difficult. Yeah, no. Stick my head in the ground and fucking stomp me. Normal mode. Literally couldn't even get the health down to, like, a quarter before I was dead. Because they attacked so fast and so much. Story mode. I could only get to the second phase with the health at halfway before I died. Yeah, so fuck me. That is fucking tough. Granted, I was running the build that I had on story mode, so if I were to do it like end game, when I've got way better stuff, I would probably actually stand a better chance, which is probably what it's more meant for. So it's like, well, shit. Tried that for half an hour before I'm like, yeah, now fuck this. Half an hour getting my ass handed to me. God, it's in a rather spectacular way. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
If you ever get back again, Instant Godspeed Superman. Yeah, well, I've only just got to the Great Desert, Kane, so, yeah. The fact I got into the second phase, I'll take that. But yeah, I think that's
But
about...
still, like, you got that far, so that's the main thing, right?
Yeah. Although, something funny did happen part of the way through when I was in the middle of a boss fight, because people were actually trying to reach me.
Hello, Ava Morris. Welcome to becoming a Doval.
Thank you very much for the follow, and welcome to the pizza party. You're going to roll around with the rest of the nobles.
Hell yeah. I'm glad to have you.
Yee.
How are you doing today? I'm doing alright.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Alright. So, with that being said, though, that's about everything, really. There's not much else I can say. So, I think we actually start getting into the nitty-gritty of what we're wanting to do. So,
Hell to the fuck yeah.
it's time for a bit of news! So, over the past couple of weeks, we've had some surprising information. One of them happened to be an actual reveal trailer for Persona 4 Revival. With the actual statement coming from P Studio, reading as thus: "Hello, this is Wada from P Studio. We are very pleased to announce the release of Persona 4 Revival. We look forward to sharing even more information in due time. Persona 4 has spawned numerous spin-off works, including a TV anime, Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, and Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and is a special title that has been a part of Atlas for many years and holds a personal place in my heart. We are currently working on this project with all our passion and love. We are confident that this will be a fresh and surprising product for both newcomers and long-time fans, and we look forward to sharing it with you all. Additionally, we are actively preparing for the future development of the Persona series as a studio. We are working hard to meet the expectations of fans around the world, and our work is progressing well. Please stay tuned for more updates. We look forward to your continued support of the Persona series." P Studio Director Kazuhisa Wada. I'll say this, it's actually nice, it's actually nice seeing some other Persona games getting some form of attention. Obviously, we had Persona 3 remake recently, and granted, Persona 4 has gotten some stuff, obviously, as I mentioned in the announcement. It's nice, actually, that not Persona 5. I think that's kind of been milked to death. Do you think that'd be right? Considering all the like DLC they've added to various games where there's Persona characters, like in Smash, like they've had like
It's just like Smash or Banana.
Jesus, they've been in they've had their own tactic game. They've had their own dancing. They've had their own, I guess you could say, remake in the form of Royal, where it does a different spin on the ending, which has kind of has kind of been. I'm still not sure what is canon, the original Persona 5 or Royal. I would say the original I'm more happier with than how they ended with Royal. And then they had...
Ignoring the banana rude.
Jesus Christ, Damo.
You can never tell these days. I think it's a good tactic. But anyway, go on.
Banana phone. Yeah, no, it's... I prefer the Red and Royal, so I'm sticking with that reality. I mean, that's fair. So, I honestly genuinely think...
Aha! I knew it.
I know, that's why I'm ignoring it. Have had... It's been nice to actually see, like, the other series actually getting some love. So, in regards of the future of the Persona series, that's nice to know they're actually doing it. So, that might mean, obviously, not just the mobile game that's coming, but, because obviously that one's, like, in the works, Persona 5 Phantom, which, don't get me wrong, does actually look cool, but at the same time, it's set in the same time frame as 5. So it's like, alright.
Nice.
It again, it's going to be interesting to see how, like, because they only showed a little bit in regard to the trailer, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do in regards of it. I've heard some people were saying they're not too happy with how it looks. And it does kind of call out the question, like, who's going to be voicing the characters? Because... Well, I'm just curious to see who's actually going to voice it in general, because, I mean, we had a great cast with the remake of Persona 3. So it'll be interesting to see what is what. Because actually I found out that the voice of Acheron in Star Rail is the voice of Mitsuru.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And the voice of Jing Yuan is also the voice of Sayu. Sayu, and also the voice of Akihiko.
That's awesome, though, to be honest.
Yeah. So, fingers crossed we actually get some more info actually a lot sooner than later. Although, I personally hope they actually take their time with it and they actually cook. Because if they cook, then yay! But yeah, that's about all I got on that one.
Okay.
Also, apologies for the distraction, folks. Someone was very much acting like a bot, so we kind of had to deal with.
Yes, hence why I kept saying, like, say banana. Because it's, you know, the way they're going about it, I wanted to make sure, because I was even going to even time them out myself.
Yeah, they're already gone.
You know? Okay, cool, good.
I hope Sai will not be in the new Persona 4. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Same, to be honest. Thank you, Karen.
Cheers, Kane.
Damn it, he beat me to it.
Let him, he hardly gets these.
I know, that's why I was saying it kind of sarcastically, so it's all good.
There's still a clip that I remember of Bao slightly talking crap about Sayu's Honkai character, and he pops into her stream, and he's like, "Hello." He's like, "Why are you here? Leave! What? Why? I hear your damn voice. And I see your damn name. Stop it! Get out now!" I find it, it's not, get out of here. It's not weird if I thirst after the characters. Oh. And he's like, oh, yeah. I don't know if you've seen that clip, Damo. I'll show you afterwards. But
I think you were the one that showed me it.
yeah, it's still fucking funny. Like, it popped up for me the other day. Don't get me wrong, this is what Cage just said, folks. Don't get me wrong, he's a great voice actor, but the guy's everywhere and I can't goon to a married man. You know what? I think that's the first time I've heard anyone say that about him. You know what? That's fair.
That is, yeah.
That's a real problem. Bao can back me up. Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if Damo and I started voicing in various adult works,
Which is kind of on my wish list to do, by the way.
I'm pretty sure some people would actually struggle to goon to that. I mean, if Damo started like voice acting like some goon stuff, I'd be like, "Yo, this is come out of Damo's voicing it. Let's go!" I'd get an audience.
The thing is, I would be the one to be like, Chaos, you need to rally the troops. Why? I have something to show everyone. But why? You'll see. Shut up and rally everyone here. Say it's extremely important. Start streaming like the fucking goon material and like, so guess who's voicing who? And it's gonna be the character you least expect. And that is my aim, is to have you lot go, like, everyone, if they have, like, you know, their cameras on or whatever, if they're able to, right? And I just be like, you know, sup? And you all just kind of turn your cameras on and just be like, why?
Here's the thing.
I am fully expecting that for the day that happens.
Here's the thing. I'd probably be one of the people that you would actually tell in regards of it.
Oh, you definitely would, yeah. I'll be very strewn today. I'm high on life to goon today. Damo voice. No, not today. Shut up, autocorrect.
Hey, yo, Kane, you got some voice? You got some lines you want Damo to read out for you, bro?
Oof. I'll give you mates rates.
But yeah, Damo, what you got?
Well, this one actually got sent to me by Beth Anime 19, a very good friend of ours.
Yeah.
So this is on Twitter from Genki_Japan. Konami has announced Silent Hill 1 remake is in development in partnership with Bloober Team, who made the Silent Hill 2 remake. But also as well, just because it's literally just a tweet and there's not any information on it, we are also allegedly leaked updates. So this was on the 13th, so 3 days ago. So it's like leaked latest updates for DLC Maria. The DLC born from a wish of Silent Hill 2 remake, the release would be at the end of this year as well. Since the Xbox Series version of Silent Hill 2 remake is scheduled to be available October 8th, 2025 on the anniversary. And the image does look official in terms of that, by the way. I am very much looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the second one, and don't worry, that will be coming back on a Tuesday at some point.
Yeah, despite how often I'm kicking you about it.
I know, but that's because, you know, I want to have it, like, arranged and stuff like that first, you know?
Yeah. So, obviously, in regards of any more info in regards of it, folks, obviously, any more that comes out, we will do our best to cover it. What about the Japanese one coming out soon with the puppets, says Kane? I imagine Damo will play that at some point.
Oh, with the
Silent
Hill
Hill F.
Earth, yeah, if I'm able to get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Though it's not guaranteed that I will get it. as much as I would love it, I'm also not going to sit here and be like, get it for me! Because that's not fair to say live.
Yeah, because I'm not playing that because I don't fuck with puppets. You're not fair. So, alright, so we know again that Kane will never play a horror movie involving Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. Got it.
Hey there, Kermit the Frog here, and I'm going to try to slash your throat.
But yes, I am very much looking forward to both of those coming out as well. All three of them, you know, if you count Silent Hill F as well. Whether I'll be able to afford them or not, I don't know.
Jesus Christ, you see what Kane's put?
Yeah, no, I just saw, yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, that'd be enough to terrify you.
Straight the fuck up, honestly. Like,
I think
I'm
the creepiest like doll interaction thing I've actually had was in Squirrel with a Gun. And had to move these eyes, and I moved one, and then all the dolls over in the house started staring at where I was. I go grab the other one, and they all start charging at me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the clip of that because I know I went there for that bit specifically.
Yeah, that shit was creepy. That shit was creepy as hell. I had to fucking shoot them all to get out of the building.
Like, my fear of dolls literally stems from the old Chucky movies because I was quite young when I got introduced to it.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, so we already know the story, right? About how my nanny like gave me a China doll when I was like at my dad's. Followed me everywhere.
Yeah, that's one of those. That's a case of fuck off.
Yep, I refuse to have any form of China dolls in my home. Or most dolls, well actually to be fair, any and all dolls pretty much. Unless it's a Bratz doll.
Yeah. Is that it on the Silent Hill one?
That is, yes. I thought I'd whack them both out in one considering it's just information as a caption, so.
Yep. Alright, so. This actually popped up from Pirate Software on Twitter for me. Actually, some good news, folks. Coming out of the Sony camp. What's this? Good news in regards of Sony? Leg gasp! Oh, come on, I'm not fucking wrong considering how the past few months have been.
I know.
Sony has removed nearly 130 countries from the purchase restriction on Helldivers 2. Hooray!
Let's fucking go.
About fucking time! Finally, Helldivers all across the world. Finally, you can actually get to playing with your friends again from all different countries. At fucking last. They also removed them for God of War Ragnarok, which is good to see. Until he continues going on saying, I never thought I would see this day. All Helldivers can dive now. I stated that I would return to playing the game if they reverse this terrible business decision, and I meant it. Now, I'm gonna give him this little. I'm gonna throw him this little bone. They probably were aiming to do obviously the whole restriction thing before the game came out, and the devs because it's a Sony game. Yeah. So obviously that came over to Steam, and so because they were forcing the whole have a PlayStation account in order to play the game, which a lot of people called out was a very bad business decision. And as we said, I'll give them a bone. You do have to sign if you want to play games like Minecraft and that. You have to sign into a Microsoft account, and that's on all systems. So, signing into another account to play games is not exactly something new. But considering the fact of literally not long after all this kicked off, Sony then proceeded to actually then get hacked and have all sorts of problems is exactly the reason why they are not exactly trusted.
Yeah.
You'd have thought with the amount of times they've been hacked, they'd have better security. But yes, finally some good news for Helldivers around the world. And
It's honestly good news, to be honest, because doing that initially, what they did,
it was so
is
stupid.
it was.
The devs tried so hard to fight back against their initial PlayStation login thing. That's why we had that grace period of a few months before it then got forced. Because there was an issue with it. I personally think they were just trying to find a way to actually get it out of this game. So, so the dev team obviously behind Helldivers, thank you for fighting the good fight. Appreciate that. It's nice actually to finally have a bit of good news at the end of all this, especially considering how much we covered it last year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm just so happy that finally, because I knew it was going to take a bit of time in order for them to actually get it removed, because like you have to. I think there's a lot of like legal stuff then you have to deal with. I'd imagine, because there's like different countries' laws and stuff. So
Yeah.
so it's good that they actually finally got that sorted. I mean, they do seem to be learning slowly that the actions they've taken over the past year are a no-go. I.e. throwing hundreds of millions of dollars behind a game that ended up becoming such a 2-week flop.
Yes.
Because live service games don't solve everything.
Not always.
Nope. Especially when the character designs are actually shit. And the dev behind it refused to shut their mouth. Oops, sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did.
Oh no, I'm such a bad boy.
What? If you're wondering, also very quick, if you're wondering why I went woof, is because not many people know, to be fair, but I finished writing a smut metal song very recently that has taken me, almost 2 years? Give or take?
Yeah.
So that's just basically, the little bit of lore you need to know. Am I ever going to release a song? Probably not. It's just probably going to stay on my phone until I can have someone
DMs.
with... And Chaos's DMs. With guitar, drums, bass, sort of thing, and then get it one day recorded, but that's a lifelong dream away, and I'm very proud of myself for it, because it's actually the first song I've been able to complete in a very long time. So, anyway, swiftly moving on.
Yep. You got...
I've got one more, and then I've got a venting situation one about that I spoke to you about yesterday, I believe.
Yep. Well, I've got a funny one then, also.
So do you want me to do the venting one first?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So, as all of you may know, I am a very much Sims fan, have been since I was little young, little fetus demo of the
I
right
know
age
what this
of
is.
11 years old.
Alright, just a heads up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sims time! With Damo.
Yes. And so something caught my attention, specifically on Twitter. Now, this is about the new expansion pack. I have no issues, I want to clarify that right now and assure you, no issues with the new expansion pack coming out. If anything, I'm very happy about it. I'm living for it. However, what I am not happy about is the fact that people, even to this day, and I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite in saying what I'm about to say, but this takes it to a whole new level. It's one thing to compare, say, Sims 2 to Sims 4. If anything, in a retrospective, they're quite similar. But to compare it to the Sims 3 Supernaturals and go, oh yeah, but we have to pay separately for this, this, and this, but we got it in the Sims 3 Supernatural. to clarify, in The Sims 3 Supernatural, not only did you get werewolves, you got fairies, pixies, and I believe zombies as well. Whereas in I'm gonna just say late night for The Sims 3 because I always forget what it's called. That's when you got vampires solely on its own. You didn't, I don't think you got witches or something like that in The Sims 3 either. But to sit there and to complain and everything else, like, yes, it's obvious, in my opinion, just stating this for legal reasons, in my opinion, yes, EA is milking The Sims like a holy fucking cash cow because they know what works and they know the audience they're bringing in with it. But at the same time, they're bringing us something. You know, yes, okay, there's going to be bits in there that you have from other expansion packs, like, for example, you know, Sims 4 with the werewolves, right? That game pack. You can sleep on the floor as long as you're a werewolf. Oh, but you know, in the Sims 4 Outdoor Retreat, you can already make potions and such. But that's also, you know, the one with like magic, Sims 4 magic stuff, or whatever you want to fucking call it. But you can make potions on that. I understand that, okay. My guy, I understand that more than fucking anyone. How annoying it can be when they haven't fixed half the bugs they still need to, and they didn't give us the refresh packs like they said they would. But there's nothing we can really do about it. At the end of the day, I'm happy because not only do the fairies look a shit ton better than what they did in The Sims 3, it also is nice and refreshing because it's still something new. No one is telling you to buy the expansion pack. No one is telling you to even go ahead and play Sims 4 and buy everything for it. If it's something you don't like, don't buy it. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Don't sit there and feel like you have the right to complain about something other players have wanted in the game for goddamn ages. And I say this as someone who has been literally playing more so since Sims 2 over Sims 1. And yeah, there's stuff that needs to be fixed and everything else in between. But leave the fuck off and give the expansion pack a chance, because you lot also did this when it came to a different expansion pack or a different game pack. You do it all the time, and at the end of the day, there is no fucking pleasing anyone. It's a tough life, I get it. But at the same time, they're also trying to give you updates in between, you know, where it's more content and stuff like that. The Sims community, yes, we love to fucking complain, but at the same time, man, like, hello? Can we just kind of swiftly move on? If you're disappointed, that's cool. Express your disappointment, but don't sit there and trash something that's about to come out. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you're not a true fan if you don't love all the expansion packs. No, there's quite a few packs and kits that I don't like. And yeah, I bitch about it. But at the end of the day, it's one of them where it's kind of like, what do you want them to do? You know? Like, be lucky they're still continuing this IP that they have done for years upon years, if not decades, since like what, the late 90s. Okay, it's not the same Maxis Match doing it, but they are back and they're trying their fucking hardest. But the harder you make it for them, the less of a chance we are going to get more things. Okay, so Project Renee allegedly also got cancelled ages ago. But I'd rather them work on The Sims 4 and at least attempt to fix it, if not fix it, add things onto it to keep us all entertained. All things considered, Project Renee, aka Sims 5, was meant to be an online multiplayer only. And I wasn't okay with that change. So, yeah, you're not getting Sims 5, but if you don't want it, don't get it. It's the simple principle. Or maybe even then, once you chilled your fucking plum bobs, watch your fucking Let's Play on YouTube, or watch it like a streamer play it and then go from there and judge. If you really don't want to waste the money and time playing it and buying it. You know? And also as well, this kind of ties in, we actually haven't had an actual game pack since My Wedding Stories. Maybe they learned a lesson because they fucked that up so badly. In a multitude of ways, by the way. But it's one of them where I feel like it has to be said, like, get over yourselves. If you don't like it, don't get it.
Yeah.
You know? It's one of them. It's not like you have to waste your money on it. And I get, like, the thing that you want isn't coming, but it might do down the line in the future. And if it doesn't, oh well, there's probably a mod for it.
Welcome,
I
ladies.
said what I said. I said what I said. Mic drop.
I was gonna say, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the fact that there are people on the internet who tend to be more louder than everyone else that literally have no patience.
Yeah.
Because here's what I find.
And I'm a stubborn, impatient bitch as is.
Here's what I find also interesting is that a lot when it comes to complaining about stuff, the ones that tend to be the loudest also tend to be in the minority.
Yeah.
And yet they're the ones that get the most attention. When everyone else is patient as anything.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Exactly.
Everyone else is actually just patient waiting their time, yet they have to suffer because some little shitbag with a keyboard literally is throwing a temper tantrum.
But also as well, like, it's one of them, like, they have a laundry list they bring out and stuff like that, so they always hint at it anyway. Like, stuff that's coming out and stuff, right? Like, even through, like, the description of objects, okay? I guarantee you, some of them are also the same, like, the same as these people that think that the kits are a rip-off. Do you want to know my opinion on the kits?
Go on.
I'll let you in on a secret. I think it's a really fucking good idea, as controversial as it may seem, for the Sims community to hear. Do you know why I think it's a good idea?
Go on.
For those that are on consoles that do not have access to mods or custom content, it makes a lot of sense, and it's only £5/$5. And you don't get a hell of a lot you would in an expansion pack, but you still get quite a bit.
Especially if you're after something specific too.
Yeah, exactly, like me and my plants in The Sims.
So yeah, does it seem like a waste of time? Yeah, but think about those who actually don't have access to a lot of what. Again, for once, it's a case of someone's actually looking out for someone that doesn't have access to mods.
Yeah.
It's
also,
someone actually taking care.
I'm about to say something that may get me hated across the Sims community. You know, I don't give a shit at this point.
Warning.
Don't worry, it's not inappropriate.
Warning. Warning.
I like the Journey to Batu game pack. That is the controversial comment because everybody, not everyone, but near enough everyone, hates the Journey to Batu pack. I like it because the furniture's cool, and sometimes so are the clothes too. And if you have seasons, yeah, it's not an actual costume you can wear on the Halloween part of the game, like for that expansion pack and seasons, but you can make it look like it is. I think it's a fucking win-win. So yeah, that's my vent/rant over. Just stop being fucking judgmental dickheads, man.
Alright, breathe.
Uh-huh.
We good?
Yeah, I'm good.
It's doing what you do to me.
Uh-huh.
We get it, Kane.
So,
We
yeah.
get it. Anyway, from the serious to something funny. So, we just had CEO 2025, which is a fighting game event. And something interesting happens at the event. And I've had it confirmed by other things as well, and also seen the footage. Elite Tekken player Joe Budden kicked out of a tournament seconds after beating a pro.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're gonna love why he got kicked out.
Okay.
The Tekken 8 pools at CEO 2025 had one of the most bizarre and chaotic matches in fighting game history. A set where one player who named himself Joe Budden, who looked like Dr. Doom, beat Tekken Pro Bilal with a 2-0 win, only to get disqualified from the tournament literally seconds after the win. Fighting game tournaments can have some pretty bizarre moments, with thousands of people packed in one convention centre. People often dress as their favourite characters to compete, build an insane custom controller, get coached by their dog, or rip their shirts off stage. There's actually a Street Fighter player who actually will actually take his shirt off if he starts getting angry. It's quite funny. It became infamous when he went up against one dude who was clearly getting his ass kicked, and so he wanted the full experience from the guy. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take my shirt off and put it on him. he took the shirt off, put it on him, and then you can see the guy. He's just like, you see the dude simmering. He's like, then takes the shirt off, and they're both just there now fighting shirtless.
Oh my goodness.
It was fucking hilarious, and the commentators are like, "Yo, unnecessary pepperonis."
Unnecessary pepperonis. Oh my god.
But it's great, and then they're like,
Wow.
and they're like, he's gonna put his shirt back on and walk off with his. It's fucking great. I think the guy's name was Punko. Yeah, I'll have to find the footage again. But yeah. However, Joe Budden had a brief match against Tekken Pro Belial that won for the history books. Joe's known as a ranked grinder for Tekken 8 who typically plays online and uses a very aggressive playstyle with Claudio that's often rage-inducing for his opponent. Joe proved that his strategy can work against the very best, being a top-tier player who travelled to CEO all the way from Pakistan without losing a game. That's impressive. Only to get disqualified seconds later after he rushed backstage and threw a package of toilet paper at the commentators.
Okay.
FYI, the brand he used was Charmin.
Damn.
The only reason why he got disqualified is just because he ran backwards without permission. That was literally it. To be clear, this Joe Budden has absolutely no connection to popular rapper / songwriter Joe Budden. That's just his username in game. He's one of many North American players who doesn't travel often, but is an absolute menace online. These kinds of players can often get surprising results, even against pro players who compete full time. This was the case when he fought Belial on stage and with him taunting the pro player by key charging, Tekken's version of taunting, after every round he won. He took the momentum from the first win straight into the second game, taking a 2-0 win over Belial, which even if the individual rounds were very close. He celebrated by putting some toilet paper in front of the camera and putting his finger in front of the words "ultra soft" on the packaging.
Oh my goodness.
But what isn't shown in the video is him rushing backstage and tossing the pack of toilet paper at the commentators. Motherfucking Doom came backstage and tried to throw the ultra soft at me and Spooky Lamau, said commentator Mark Mann. Both him and Spooky were good sports about it, turning the ordeal into part of the broadcast and making jokes about it. I mean, how often do you see someone just whoop a pro's ass and then come at you and throw you a pack of ultra soft toilet paper? He's lucky he threw the pack instead of opened it up and unrolled it and threw it. He could have easily TP'd him.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, most fighting game commentators would have actually laughed about that too.
Yeah, probably.
However, despite them taking it on the chin, tournament officials were forced to disqualify him, as is reflected in his tournament results. He would have been set to fight in the winner's bracket for a chance at top 24, but both his matches show up as disqualifications. He DQ'd because he went to the backstage area, which is a big no-no unless you're working there. Was being held back by one of the TQs and still pushed forward against warnings to do what he did. Markman said of the toilet paper incident. We, commentary, have no say in what happens because we were still doing commentary. The event lead / organisers decided to take action based on what happened. Joe's been travelling a lot this year, with him even going to Evo Japan to try and compete. He's clearly a serious competitor and he could have a shot at being some of the best Tekken pros, as long as he keeps the toilet paper at home. Sounds a lot like a man-child. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like one of the things is in regards to the fighting game community, that to be honest, if he'd just literally not run backstage and threw that at the commentators, he'd have been fine. If he'd literally just kept the toilet and literally every time he 2-0'd someone and just did the whole ultra soft thing, he could have easily turned into a heel for the community, and that would have been great. That would have been great. Because there's always people actually like trying to like entertain while also doing these. There are heels in the community, but they play it up because they know people don't like the character they're playing.
Yeah.
He made that mistake, and as funny as it is, you don't do that. Next time, dude, if you turn up with a load of toilet paper, I don't think you'll be let into the venue. So you ruined an opportunity to literally have like that literally be your thing. So to anyone that's actually planning on going to any of these events, any fighting game community events, to actually compete, it's all well and good having like a little mascot or something with you, like a little signature, like to shows you like apart from everyone else. Like, obviously you got Sonic Fox with his hat and tail. You got one guy for the Smash community who actually runs around with a little Pikachu. So yeah, that was quite funny. It was like, you know what, that's actually quite amusing. And again, as I said, commentators 9 times out of 10 will take it on the chin and laugh about it because it's like a funny story. Like, could you imagine like turning up at another event and be like, "Yo, do you hear about the guy who literally attacked us with toilet paper?" And that just sounds like a story.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, would you believe so if they told you and went, "Oh yeah, I got attacked by a dude at a tournament with toilet paper"? Like, see, just that alone, when you think about it, is funny in itself.
Oh, 100%. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So the fact that he got disqualified, like, is a shame, but at the same time, he did bring it upon himself. So
Yeah.
don't do that. But at the same time, you've made a memory.
Exactly.
So, demo?
Yes, and it's the my last article.
Rightio.
So this is on Polygon. On the 4th of June. So that was after we did the podcast. I did double check like when the last podcast was, because you know what I'm like with my memory. So apparently, Blumhouse is developing your next favorite video game movie, Phasmophobia.
So what is it going to be a case of the stuff doesn't work?
Well, I don't know about that, but we can, I can read the article and we can all find out together. Anyway, Blumhouse and developer Kinetic Games have allegedly joined forces to develop a film adaptation. There we go. Of horror game Phasmophobia. Blumhouse and Game One's Atomic Monster production company will produce the upcoming movie in association with Kinetic Games. We're thrilled to officially announce that a Phasmophobia film adaptation is in development. It's a big moment for the whole of the Kinetic team and the start of something really exciting, said Daniel Knight, director of Kinetic Games and the developer of Phasmophobia. We never could have imagined the incredible heights this game would reach when it launched 5 years ago, and we're so thankful to our amazing community for the lasting impact Phasmophobia has had in the gaming space and beyond. Working with Blumhouse and Atomic Monster marks an incredible new chapter for the game, and we can't wait to share more as the project develops. Phasmophobia was released in early access in 2020. Players assume that the roles of paranormal investigators who, basically, you get the gist of what Phasmo is about anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you've seen any of our streams on it, you get the general idea.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I'm just gonna say this: what's gonna separate Phasmophobia from literally any other film that's of that nature? Because I'm sorry, there's quite a few of them.
Well, Kinetic Games recently revealed that the upcoming Chronicle update, set to release this month, will overhaul the game's level system. progression systems and rewards. Additionally, updates to the game will rework the Brathland farmhouse while adding a new map later this year. Blumhouse has become something of a juggernaut in the horror movie space, which, to be fair, I can't deny that. Like, some of their movies have been hit and miss, but a lot of them have been very good. Because I am a bit of a horror whore, just saying. Anyway, the multimedia studio has been behind nail-biters such as Five Nights at Freddy's, Megan, The Black Phone. Haven't actually watched that one, didn't even know about it. Get Out, Paranormal Activity, and Insidious. Atomic Monster is behind films like The Nun and The Conjuring, in addition to a sequel of Five Nights at Freddy's due to hit theaters in December. There we go. So, yes, they also... Oh, this is new! Blumhouse and Atomic Monster are developing a movie based on Dead by Daylight. With creator Behavior Interactive, Atomic Monster is also tackling a TV adaptation of survival driving game Pacific Drive. Blumhouse is also dabbling in games with smaller indie-sized budgets. So not only are we going to be getting a Phasmophobia movie, but also a movie based on Dead by Daylight as well as Pacific Drive.
I'm going to say this. They've been talking about making a Dead by Daylight movie for fucking years, and until I actually see it, I don't believe it. Same as
which is fair, but they are apparent. Yeah. Which, to be fair, by the looks of things, obviously, as soon as we know more information on this Dead by Daylight movie, because that is, even though we've kind of guessed it was going to happen eventually, which I know we've spoken about off stream quite a few times on and off, but also at the same time, the fact that this is actual, like, news, that it's actually being spoken about properly.
Any news, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, so honestly, like, because what I tend to do is I skim read the article and I basically put it into the group chat that we have specifically for the podcast. And then obviously if I'm unsure of anything, even after skim reading it, Chaos will just like basically be like, right, we need to look into that a bit. Yep. So I didn't obviously skim read the bottom, otherwise I would have been like, oh yeah, by the way. But it's actually quite cool though, because Blumhouse have obviously done more than these things, but these are the most known things as well. And they are actually a very good like studio to go with, to be honest. I will say that. Like, so congratulations to the team at Phasmophobia for getting a movie adaptation.
And hopefully it doesn't just look like another horror. It doesn't look like another horror like camera like film like Blair Witch Project. You know, like,
don't even talk to me about Blair Witch Project, dude. Like,
but you get what I mean, though.
I know. I hate like, Blair Witch Project.
there's already loads of. I'm sorry, but there's already loads of like stuff out there like that, and it's just like
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I am kind of interested to see how it goes. So, like, is it going to be something like, I know obviously Blumhouse didn't exactly take on Until Dawn, for example. It was a different company, if I remember correctly. And it didn't make sense until the end of the movie. Now, I'm obviously not going to say, because it's still very brand new. So don't worry, my lips are sealed.
But
in its own way, I'll say this, considering I was actually meant to give a review on it when I did eventually watch it, and obviously now that I have through and through, what I will say as well about the Until Dawn movie is, to the people that have played the game, it doesn't make sense. However, if you watch the ending scene just before the credits arrive, it will kind of, in its own weird way, make sense. Because I've actually been sat here like trying to make it make sense. And I think it's, what it is it's before the game, without saying too much. Like, it's not the worst movie in the world that I've seen. If anything, it's actually quite a bit better from a lot of the horror movies that I have seen recently. So hopefully, you know, this also, I know it's not the same company, but I do hope that it does turn out good. And like you said, not like a Blair Witch Project thing or even Paranormal Activity. To be honest, I genuinely hope that they take it with love and care like Bloober did with Silent Hill 2 Remake. That it does deserve, because as much as it is a good game, it is buggy as fuck, and a lot of it does still need fixing. However, I do see it being there being a really good potentiality for it to be good, if anything else.
Hmm.
And in terms of a Dead by Daylight movie, genuinely, I can't wait if that does happen because, you know, let's hope that they give us the bullshit that we've had to deal with whilst playing it, the same as, like, you know, Phasmophobia. Also, very nice with that nasty build, though.
Yeah. Send pictures in
So, yeah.
the DVD section if ever. I want to see what that build is.
Mm-hmm.
So, that it on that bit?
Yep, that's it, and that's all my articles done.
Alright, well, I've got 3 more for you guys. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the next 2 are going to be something interesting. So, starting off with Splitgate 2. This is coming from GamesRadar.com. Splitgate 2 director says it was news to me that the FPS launched with $80 bundles. Blames for monetization head who happened to come from Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
This was published on the 10th of June, so 6 days ago. On Friday, the CEO of developer 1047 Games and creative director of Splitgate 2, Ian Prolks, apologies for butchering the name, took to the stage of Summer Game Fest 2025 in an unpopular hat to declare he was sick of the stale state of FPS games. What followed was the announcement of a Battle Royale mode in the year of our Lord 2025, as well as players discovering $80 cosmetic bundles in the Portal shooter. Prolks has explained why prices were that high, and he blames a former Call of Duty developer. No excuse, of course, I should have been on this, he starts in a video posted on Twitter. The second I got off that stage, I called Derek, our lead game designer, and said, Derek, did you know we had an $80 bundle? This is news to me. Like, what the heck? That makes no sense.
Okay.
Now, some of you may be alarmed if a director doesn't know how much players are being charged for bundles in his game. Our former head of monetization, who happened to come from Call of Duty, was with us for less than a year and was very aggressive on the pricing. After Prolux' comments on the SGF stage about being tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year, and the Splitgate Twitter account dunking on a current COD developer before deleting the tweet, I would have thought he'd leave COD out of it. Prolxon claims that under this former COD dev's influence, founders packs were originally $100 and battle passes were $10, but he and the lead game designer slashed them down to $60 and $5 respectively. Somehow the $80 cosmetic bundle that has since been halved to $40 slipped through the cracks. He assures us all that I fundamentally believe the best way as a business truly to make money is not to charge the players an egregious amount.
Okay.
Yeah. It's to be generous and thoughtful and listen to feedback. Fucking duh. That's our philosophical way with Splitgate 2. Splitgate 2 launched to mixed reviews on Steam, with players calling out the expensive microtransactions and the hypocrisy in criticising Call of Duty, but then adopting its same strategies and modes. So while Prolx continues to throw shade at COD, he has at least listened to players regarding the pricing. Prolx finishes by saying, I'm sorry about the $80 bundle. It's crazy, it was a shock to me when I found out. And that's no excuse. But expect, just like we reduced prices yesterday from 80 to 40, that's going to be our philosophy going forward, is being player friendly, player first. We want this to be affordable. Now, if he actually does stick to it, and the people below him actually stick to it, because it's clear that, again, there was someone down below that just snuck it in. And that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And fans are right to actually call out the game for the mixed review. Fans are right to call it out for it. Because it is bullshit. What I do find interesting is he says he wants to make it affordable. Surely, I get obviously they're trying to make still some form of a profit, but why not slash it another $10? Because I think then you'll find people would be a little bit happier with that.
Yeah.
And I get obviously he wants to listen to players. Well, the thing with Splitgate is some people can actually say obviously, oh, it's just doing the same thing. It does have some differences. Obviously, it's Portal gameplay. In regards of it is obviously different from Call of Duty. Which I will give them that. I did play the original, so I can kind of understand why. And I'm obviously not exactly one to talk about in regards of FPSs, considering my my disdain for a lot of them, and the fact that there's literally my weakest my weakest like category. But the fact that they're openly dunking on Call of Duty, not gonna lie, is kind of funny.
I guess in a way you could say it's been a long time coming now.
Yeah. Chaos FPS games. I'll fuck you, Inventor. Fuck off.
Because this is the thing, like, the market for FPS games is so saturated as well.
Yeah, it is. And it's dominated by Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And
But it's like, my argument would then be, but people are okay paying, like, an extremely extortionate amount, like, what, 100-something odd quid for a game?
For a game
Call
that
of
literally
Duty?
takes up, like, half your hard drive and is almost exactly the same as the previous.
Yeah. So I can understand why people are calling them out, like, in terms of Splitgate 2.
Yeah. Splitgate
it's
needs to make sure they don't fall into the same trap.
Yeah. No, 100%, I agree with you. Like, try not to fall into the same trap as, you know, like Call of Duty did, but also at the same time, like, be proud of what you're making.
Yeah.
Because it will reflect in the gameplay in itself. Don't rush, don't copy paste or anything.
Yeah.
If there's a map that you had on the original Splitgate game, cool, use it, but change it.
Yeah.
Make it better.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah.
And this goes across the board for every single category of games out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you truly believe in your product, it will tell.
Yeah.
Like, it will tell on its own. At the end of the day. Like, just because you waive fancy high prices doesn't mean you're going to draw people in.
Yep.
It's how you deal with it.
Yep.
And how you make it.
I can still beat your ass in FPSs. Everyone can beat my ass in FPSs. What do you mean, Inventor?
Actually, no, you might beat me in FPS games. Because I'm worse than you.
And you can beat my ass in a fighting game. Well, we don't know. I've not actually fought you in any fighting games yet, Inventor.
That is true.
There's only a couple of people that I've actually fought in any fighting games, and that's Tenchi and King. And Sergeant. There's very few people that actually will fight me in fighting games.
Yeah.
So, from one FPS to another. Now,
Fuck's sake.
Damo, you obviously been suspicious in regards of Borderlands for quite some time, as well as Take-Two's actions.
Yes.
Well, this appeared last month, and somehow I didn't see it. It didn't pop up in any of my notifications. But this was published on the 19th of May. How I missed this, I apologise, but the reason why I'm bringing it to you is because it is fucking necessary. We should sell this in mud wrestling competition with you and Chaos. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, you see what's like, for fuck's sake.
Bro, that'd be like a bear fighting a stick in comparison. Hey, it'd be funny as hell. Yo, can we video it and put it on YouTube?
I'll video it. I'm good with a camera.
Sweet. There's a video.
I'll zoom in at all the right spots.
Jesus. Anyway. Steam users are review bombing the Borderlands games following Take-Two's new user agreement. I don't feel comfortable with the terms of service. Fans are dubbing the action RPGs spyware.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah, something that I completely missed my desk and any other thing I was looking for.
To be fair, I saw tidbits of it. No actual like link for it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have grabbed it.
Yeah, well, again, because this is massive. Ahead of Borderlands 4, fans of the action RPG series from Gearbox Software are rallying online to share their thoughts on Take-Two Interactive's new terms of service. As pointed out by a player in a recent Reddit thread, the Borderlands games are currently facing a review bomb of sorts on Steam. The debacle boils down to Take-Two's recently updated user agreement, which is outlined on the holding company's website. People are review bombing the entire Borderlands series because of the EU-LA changes that can apparently gain root level access to your machine under the guise of anti-cheat software. The poster continues explaining how fans are upset at the prospect of Take-Two's collecting personal info like accounts, passwords, telephone numbers, etc. One look at the Steam pages for each of the three main Borderlands and entries serves as proof that players are indeed upset with the new terms of service. Under the first game's recent reviews, which have dropped to mixed, people share their concerns about the user agreement. Gearbox have responded to the series-wide review bombs after 19 days, and its owner says it does not use spyware and it's actually okay with most mods. Well, considering the fact that now obviously I looked into obviously what considering what basically was obviously going on in that, I tried to look into it. So, Take-Two TOS changes. This is actually on Steam. This was actually posted 9th of April, so it's actually been a lot longer than that. It basically states that you can't criticise Take-Two or Gearbox, can't sue them since this is a waiver for class action litigation / jury trial. And they will use your personal data and sell them: name, address, ID, IP address, phone number, PC ID, smartphone ID, and so on. They will sue you if you misrepresent them on YouTube. This TOS... excuse me. This TOS will pop up when you open Borderlands 2, even though you have been playing the game for years. This whole stunt from Take-Two looks highly illegal in Europe. Why is this even allowed on Steam? Letting people sign waivers years after they bought the game and preventing people playing multiplayer if you don't agree. So, one of the things, because I tried to look into it a little bit more, and basically, all it's basically saying is you can't really say shit about them. Basically, you can't. If you disagree, basically that's them basically saying, "Oh yeah, no, fuck you." And it's like, no. Why are you looking to take all that shit from people? Why are you doing that? Take-Two. You pissed. I'm sorry, Take-Two. I'm gonna say this. You fucked up by doing this. I'm sorry, but literally, the fact that you literally gain all your info and like sell it off, and also people can't actually criticize you for your shit. Yeah, nah, that's bullshit. And claiming it's not spyware, I'm pretty sure taking people's personal information and selling it is a type of spyware.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like, and this is not me excusing them or whatever, so please do not take it like that. But yeah, at least they're being honest about it. But at the same time, it's wrong on so many levels.
They're not
Like,
being
I
honest
do not
about it
agree
because
with...
they got called out.
Oh yeah.
They're not being honest. They got called out.
I thought you were reading from the Steam page, but the changes. That's what I was referencing to. So that's
Yeah, no,
my
that's
bad,
from
sorry.
That's from a Steam user.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Literally
clarifying and correcting me.
it pops up when you boot up Borderlands 2.
As in the development company for Borderlands.
Yeah.
But no, at the end of the day, like, now that you've corrected me, like, apologies for the...
No worries, I didn't
Stuff on
clarify
my
that was
part,
from a Steam user.
Mm.
That's my bad, sorry about that.
You're all good, you're all good. However, at the end of the day, like, that is wrong on so many levels. That is literally breaching data protection privacy laws across the globe. That is wrong. How they were able to get away with that is beyond me. Oh, well, you can't sue us. Well, actually, loophole, in my opinion, motherfucker.
Yeah. So...
it's a breach of the Data Protection and Privacy Act.
Yep.
You do not have the consent just because somebody plays the game to be able to do that, and to sit there and say, well, if you misrepresent us, aka slag us off on social media, we will sue you. Why? Why would you bother doing it? Do you know how bad that looks, considering you have a 4th installment of the game coming out?
Yeah, especially
Do you
after
really
a very
think people
terrible
are going to buy?
especially after a very terrible movie.
But, you know, like, all things considered, do you not think that that's a really bad fucking move on your part? At the end of the day, the game is old. If people want to trash talk it, they're going to, and they have done. What are you going to do? Reach out to every single one and go cease and desist letter, or I'm going to sue you?
That's basically...
What kind of throwing the toys out the pram is this bullshit?
That's basically...
In my opinion, which you cannot sue someone for having an opinion. Fact.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but literally for quote-unquote misrepresenting and basically offering actual opinions, which is how companies and games actually grow, by the way, is basically listening to actual legitimate, objective opinions. It's how you grow. I'm sorry, literally to go to sue everyone that's basically does that. That's literally the equivalent of you get trash talked in a game and you find out who they are and immediately going to sue you and you go to sue them.
Yeah.
That's literally what that is. That is so childish.
That's beyond childish. It's ridiculous.
A lot of companies have made this mistake in the past 2 years, right? Hence
You're not going to win this battle.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And that is a fact.
People already umming and ahhing about your 3rd game, and now with this? Yeah. Nah. It may have slipped past us initially, but guess what? We ain't fucking letting you get away with that.
And you can't sue us for it either, because it's an opinion, and that's what we do here. We give opinions whilst talking about the things that we have come across.
Yep. Yeah,
so don't even think about suing.
They fuck up by not listening to their players. Exactly. To their audience. Exactly. So many companies keep fucking doing that. Oh! That's why I've been bigging up praising, the people behind Baldur's Gate, as well as games like that. Is why I've been bigging them up. It's because it's like been listening to their players. They keep doing what the players want, and they've given the players exactly what they want. And they've done it in such a way that players will keep talking about this game. This is probably going to be one of the biggest... I'm sorry, but Baldur's Gate 3, and I will say this till I'm blue in the face, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to literally be considered probably one of the biggest successes in gaming history for years to come. And is the perfect example. And actually, Ivana, you say, look at Stellar Blade, that is a perfect fucking segue into my next and final article.
Nice. They
gave players what they wanted. Yeah, not only that.
Yeah.
Not only that, also they actually defended the game. They also actually defended. If no one is actually aware of the Stellar Blade drama, people were attacking the game and the main character Eve, saying that that's not how a real woman looks. Blah 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 blah. That's gonna set the standard for what men fantasize about, and they're only gonna want women like that. Bullshit, mate. For starters, Eve is actually based on an actual real model. So haters go hate and go suck a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just think it's fucking ridiculous, but yes, moving on.
Stellar Blade, as many of you know, had just recently released on PC and has had an absolutely outstanding release on there. It's actually been breaking records, apparently.
Nice.
Let me just quickly boot up Steam. Alright, So, currently, Stellar Blade has a very positive review on Steam, with the demo actually receiving a lot of praise. Don't underestimate the gooning of Stellar Blade. The thing is like, it's not just gooning, Kane. It's the fact the game is actually fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So, this is also coming from Games Radar, PC Gamer. Stellar Blade's director throws down the gauntlet at modders, whose firepower is still weak. All the sexy costumes are cool, he just also wants mods that expand the user's play experience. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. The dude's throwing down the gauntlet. He wants to see what you guys can do. Immediately, already a good start. Not even out like what, a couple of weeks on PC, and the director's like, "Come on then, show us what you got."
Because let's face it. You know, a lot, and I'm not saying this is obviously about like all games and shit like that, but however, if you noticed, all the games that allow the mods and the modding community to do what the fuck they want, obviously within reason,
Still way better.
sell a hell of a lot fucking better.
Exactly.
Baldur's Gate learned that straight from the get-go near enough, and look at us now.
Yeah.
Just before patch 8, you know, I think it was actually introduced in patch 7, I believe, of the mod manager in the actual game, and it is so much easier because it's like, for example, whenever Inventor and I obviously go on and stuff like that, because obviously where I use mods for my own, right, I will end up, when it comes to Inventor like inviting me, I'll obviously disable every single mod because I don't have obviously the same mod that he and I use for his one, which is just a cosmetic one that's translated into Italian. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I can literally disable them all. Inventor invites me, and then that's all I have to do is either re-download it if I like deleted it, because it'll give me the option whilst I'm waiting to be accepted into the game. So it'll quickly download it, quickly do like a mini refresh. As soon as I'm like, you know, accepted into the game with Inventor, boom, perfectly fine.
Anyway, Stellar Blade is out on PC, and as you know what that means, mods. Mods as far as the eye can see. Sometimes salacious mods, if history and indeed our present day is any indication. So far off!
Massive cork!
The game's director, Hyung Tae Kim, has no intent on stopping the oncoming tide. Per a recent interview with This Is Game, thanks Automaton, Kim states, "I generally view it positively, with a couple of sensible exceptions when it comes to malware. He has, however, thrown down the gauntlet, issuing a challenge to modders to channel their tremendous power into fiddling with the gameplay instead of, well, you know, their Stellar Blades." I fucking love that. Fiddling with the gameplay instead of their Stellar Blades. I fucking love that. Literally, best way to describe modders for that game. Oh. The firepower of the modders is still weak. It's a bit lacking. Up until now, I think the official content is still better. Mods like new costumes or monster visuals are cool, but I think it would be really welcome if there were mods that expand the user's player experience itself. Kim does
Guess
in...
what?
What?
You know, mods in games do actually expand the experience.
Yeah. That's what he's telling people to do.
Cosmetic or like, you know, something that changes the game in a way slightly. Like,
yeah, that's actually what he's like. Come on, show us what you got. Because it's already been.
He's been fucking paying attention.
Because it's also been confirmed that we're getting a Stellar Blade 2. So what? So here's the thing, folks. Modding community. All right, pay attention to this. Right, what I'm about to say. Depending on what you guys do, on how you actually enhance the experience, that may get included in the next game. So your actions...
So he may hire them. He may end up hiring modders then.
Who knows? But the fact is, the fact that he's thrown the open gauntlet out there shows that he's willing to see what other people can do. And on that basis, he may take what he sees and learn from it and then actually incorporate it in the next game.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. It's fucking great.
That actually is fucking amazing because you don't really get chances like that. Because a lot of like developers, like specifically shouted out to EA on this one. It was only in recent years that they actually started, you know, like employing some of the
Yeah.
modding community.
Alright. You're gonna like this. This is what... Kim does, in fairness, accept that Stellarblade doesn't have an official modding toolset, meaning that proper gameplay tweaks are a little harder to create. And while this interview is being done through the veil of translation, I'd wager Kim's being tongue-in-cheek when he all but tells modders to get good. That's essentially though what he said though. That's essentially what is being said.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it. Outside of wanting modders to up their game, Kim's all for freedom of expression and is happy to coexist peacefully with the crowds of thirsty gamers, putting the game's protagonist in smutty outfits, giving Stellar Blades an adult-rated game anyway. And Shift Up got the idea first. And Demo and I saw a video on some of the outfits that have already been made today.
You showed me that today, yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Honestly, I say kudos to the man.
Yeah, exactly. It's rated as unsuitable for minors, so I don't think there's any justification for regulating such mods. And realistically, there's no proper way to regulate them. Here. Exactly. Here. I've grown up in the trenches of the internet, and I can very much confirm that there's no way you can physically or logistically stop people from being horn dogs. Too fucking true! Too fucking true! Oh, I'm loving this. This dude's already in my good books. As long as it's all legal, to quote fellow PCG writer Joshua Wolens. Goon on, gooners!
Amazing.
What a fucking statement! What a fucking statement! Two great statements from this. Modders, come on, show us what you got, get good, and goon on, gooners. I fucking love that! That's more or less the line Kim Jords in the sand. However, since you are all mature members of society, I believe you'll act within the bounds of common sense and be careful of antisocial or sensitive matters. He's also not a particular fan of paid mods, hoping for a creative culture like a party where they all enjoy it together. Yeah! So there you have it. Mods are a community beautiful thing, no matter how smutty they get, and I broadly agree with Kim that we should all join hands and share the wealth. Just make sure you're not doing anything illegal, and maybe wash those hands first. How the article ends. Let's go! I fucking love that. I fucking love that. Don't make paid mods, make them free so we can all enjoy them, he goes. Good on, goodness.
Damn straight.
Oh. I love that. I fucking love that. Oh, fuck. But with that being said though, folks, that is actually going to be it for this episode of the Flopcast. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. This is a great year to be alive. Damn straight. And we're only like nearly halfway through the year, and we're only halfway through the year. And just hope that the actual good stuff actually keeps rolling, because we've had a couple of years where we've had to deal with the serious, so we could use with some fun.
Yeah.
And an article like that couldn't be any more depiction of what I think we need. I know the alerts don't play, but there's indeed arise. Literally, yeah, that's basically it. Listen, Director Kim has basically just become has become our boy Ginu from Solo Leveling. He's literally just turned around and said to modders, arise. Oh my god! I can't wait to see what the modern community is actually going to do with this.
Honestly, I can't wait to see either.
We're going to be probably having a look at stuff over the course of, and if anyone actually has the game on PC and arise with your erections. Oh god! Just don't make it like sister leveling. You're gonna get it, Ivana? Nice! Nice. But yeah, with that being said though, folks, thank you everyone so much for tuning into this episode of the Flopcast.
Yes.
The next episode will be on the 30th of this month. So that'll be the last that'll be the last day of this month.
Yeah.
So yee. Look forward to that, folks. And it'll also be the week of my birthday as well.
Hell yeah.
I've too many games at the moment, but it's on my wish list. You know what? Fair. But yeah. Right. Damo, as always, thank you for joining me. Where can people find
Anytime.
you, and what are you going to be doing tomorrow? Because you know you're going to be streaming tomorrow.
So you can find me over at twitch.tv/itsdamoo, TV over on TikTok, and it's Damoo over on Blueski.
Yeah.
And yeah, you want to know what I'm playing tomorrow? It's going to be some more Expedition 33.
Nice. Throw smoke bombs.
See if we can finally complete it, because I think we're very much near the end now.
Ivana throws smoke bomb into some. Get your ass back here, Ivana. We need you in jail in a minute.
Yeah, we need you in horny jail, bro. And it'll be tomorrow, 7 p.m. BST as well. I may end up complaining that it's too hot, because tomorrow it's going to be 23 degrees Celsius, apparently.
Well, I know it's going to be I know it's going to be get hot over on my end, because we're going to be because we're bringing back Pokemon Violet Curse Name Run. That's right, we'll be doing the DLC. And to anyone that's actually watching the VOD, you can actually check out that VOD over on YouTube as well when it gets uploaded.
Yeah.
But with that being said, though, folks, make sure you have all personal belongings with you, because we're all going to shut our doors for the night. Anything you get left behind will be used to fight off the Scandinavian invasion, and that is Don and Inventor. But with that being said, raise your pizzas high and say it with me. Stay chaotic and live for the challenge.
Live a challenge. Ooh.
Bye.
Bye.